Welcome to the Legion.
Welcome to the Legion.
This is the official podcast of the Lee High School Creative and Performing Arts Magnet. I am Michael Hubscher, a senior in the Film and Video Magnet, and welcome to the Legion. On this episode for December 2024, we hear about Lee student success at State Trumbauer. Then, we'll get in the holiday spirit with some Christmas history. What's a holiday without food? Our Lee student panel asks the question, which food is best? Ms. Daniel from the Vocal Magnet and Mr. Pearson, director of Bands and Instrumental Magnet, takes us behind the scenes of our yearly Winterfest concert. We'll continue our club deep dives this month with Beta Club and Chinese Club. And then finally, we'll look at what people around Lee want for Christmas. Up first, let's update you guys on a segment from last month's podcast and look at how we did on State Trumbauer.
In last month's episode, we discussed how our students had done at the District Trumbauer Competition and how they were preparing for the state competition. The first weekend of this December, many Lee High students traveled to UNA to compete against the best high school students from across the state. 16 Lee students took home trophies replacing top 3 in their category. In performance, taking second place in Acting Dramatic Classical, Devin Castor. Third place in Acting Comedic 1975 to 2004, Cy Phillips. First place in Acting Comedic 1974 to 2004, Bella Schumann. First place in Original Works, Aaliyah Potter. First place in Musical Comedic 1980 to 2015, Aaron Dewis. First place in Musical Dramatic 2016 to present, Linda Mathis. Second place in Musical Jukebox, Zariah Sparks. Second place in Duet Musical Dramatic, Carmen Jones and Nola White. Second place in Duet Musical Comedic, Chris Hart and Ava Coleman. And now, Technical Awards. First place in Puppet Design, Sam Kudemeyer. First place in Costume Construction, Sam Kudemeyer. Second place in Costume Construction, Killian Hopper. Second place in Puppet Design, Sydney Bell. First place in Props Design, Talon Davis. Second place in Lighting Design, Ben Fleischman. Many more students took home Superior Awards. Congratulations to everyone who competed at Trumbauer this year.
Very impressive work from Lee's theater programs. Next up, Killian Hopper and Jillian Judge will educate us on some holiday history from years past and all around the world.
Welcome to Christory. My name is Jillian.
And this is Killian, and we are Kill Jill.
Today, we're going to be teaching you some Christmas history, obscure traditions, scary monsters, and the differences that unite us during the wonderful days of Christmas.
Pre-Christians celebrated the winter solstice, the darkest, longest day of the year, and the coming of light in the new season. That brought about specific cultural holidays, like Yule.
Pagans, usually Norse or Germanic, celebrated Yule, which had many original traditions and was picked up by Christmas during Christianization. Yule traditions introduced burning Yule logs, making wreaths, evergreen tree decorations, and the 12 days of Yule celebrations.
In Rome, a December 17th holiday called Saturnalia, in honor of the god Saturn, celebrated the harvest. And a December 25th holiday called Juvenalia celebrated the winter solstice with feasts and other traditions.
Jesus' birth was not celebrated in early Christianity, since the date of his birth was not mentioned, but evidence suggests that he was born during the spring due to shepherds' activities at the time. In order to popularize Christian traditions, church leaders held Christmas around the same time as other traditional celebrations.
Santa Claus started out as Saint Nicholas, patron saint of children. Saint Nicholas is said to be from modern-day Turkey, and the most famous story of his is when he saved 3 sisters from slavery by providing them a dowry. Over time, Saint Nicholas grew in popularity, and he was celebrated on December 6th, his death anniversary. He grew in popularity in America in the late 1700s as immigrant families celebrated him.
Although Christmas was not introduced to America until the 1620s, it was declared a national holiday in 1870. Over time, it grew to be the holiday that we love and celebrate today.
The Yule cat, also known as Jólakötturinn in its Icelandic place of origin, is a monstrous cat larger than a house. The story goes that the Yule cat lurks around Iceland during the Christmas season, eating any children not wearing new clothes for Christmas. This might seem extremely uncalled for, but in Iceland, children would get new winter clothes every year, unless they were naughty. The Yule cat was first mentioned in an 1862 folklore anthology by John Arneston, where he described it as an evil beast. Now, the Yule Cat is a fun tale to make children behave during the rest of the year.
In Italian folklore and folk customs, the Befana is a witch-like old woman who delivers gifts to children throughout Italy on Epiphany Eve, in a similar way to Santa Claus. She is a part of both popular national culture and traditional folk culture, and is akin to other figures who roam about sometime during the 12 days and reward the good and punish the bad. In some parts of Italy, especially the central regions, mumming takes place on Epiphany Eve. Dolls are made for her, and effigies are burnt, and bonfires are often lit. She usually is portrayed as a hag riding a broomstick through the air, wearing a black shawl, and is covered in soot because she enters the children's houses through the chimney.
In Central Europe, Krampus is the classic anti-Santa, who punishes bad children by beating them with his birch rods. Historians think he may be from pre-Christian traditions, and his tale simply carried over into the more modern holiday of Christmas. In traditional parades, the Krampuslauf, or Krampus Run, people dress up as Krampus and try to scare the onlookers. The church tried to ban Krampus imagery, but the traditions remain today.
The Tio, or what translates to the pooping log, is a Catalan tradition, which is a decorated log that comes to your home at the beginning of December. You feed it throughout the month so that it gets fat, and when December 24th gets around, it's time to beat it to death with sticks while singing a cheery song about threatening if it doesn't poop you good presents.
In Greece, it was believed that a group of demons, the Kalakantaros, would spend the year in the underworld trying to destroy the Tree of Life. The story goes that the tree is together by a single thread by Christmas, but they are compelled to come up to the surface during the 12 days of Christmas, then return to find the tree has regrown and they must start over. While on the surface, they would cause mischief, like breaking into houses and eating babies. Traditionally, babies would be wrapped in garlic and hay, and colanders were placed at doorsteps, because the Kalakantaros would be compelled to count the holes, but they couldn't count past 3 because it was a holy number.
And finally, a personal account. Serbian here, we celebrate a very pagan Christmas. On Christmas Eve, we burn the branch of an oak tree. Some people burn it on Christmas Day. Sometimes it's a whole tree. Churches will usually organize a bonfire in the churchyard. The more sparks the fire makes, the more money you'll have in the coming year. We make a kind of Christmas bread and hide a gold coin in it. The person who finds the gold coin will have good fortune in the coming year. Honey, nuts, and unleavened bread are eaten on Christmas Eve, symbolizing having plenty of food in the next year. Hay is placed under the table and nuts are thrown into various corners of the house. We also celebrate Christmas Eve on the 6th of January and Christmas on the 7th.
Well, that's all we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned something interesting today. This was Killian
And Jillian.
with a special Christery lesson.
All this talk about Christmas has me a little hungry. Luckily, it's time to hear from Alana Griffin, Olivia Toney, Savannah Sumner, and Quay Knight about some holiday meals and rank them on a tier list.
What are 2 indefinite things that bring people closer? If you haven't thought of an answer yet, I'll just go ahead and tell you. Food and Christmas. The joy that both bring when together is unmatched. With that being said, today I, Alana Griffin, and 3 Magnet students, Quay Knight, Olivia Toney, and Savannah Sumner, will rank our favorite Christmas sweets and treats in a tier list style. In addition to this, we are going to review some non-traditional Christmas foods.
My name's Olivia Toney.
My name is Quay.
I'm Savannah Sumner.
We've picked out a couple holiday foods that are common American households. I'll tell you guys the tiers. The tiers are, S tier is the feeling of Christmas morning, and A tier is sent from Saint Nick himself. B tier is warm milk and cookies. C tier is almost as bad as chitlins. So, gingerbread cookies.
Okay, gingerbread cookies?
Mm-hmm.
Now, y'all might despise me, but like I said, I ain't never, ever tried gingerbread cookies.
I think they have their place amongst the cookies, but it is never my first choice.
But gingerbread cookies are actually really good. Like, I like eating them. They're really nice.
I'm biased because I really like them, and I don't know why. So what tier do we feel like we want to put this in?
Warm milk and cookies.
I'd
seem
say,
good.
Yeah,
I would agree with the warm milk and
that's a
cookies.
good spot.
Coincidence, because they are cookies. Okay. Okay, we'll go on to the next one. Dressing.
Burn it.
I hate dressing.
Yeah, dressing
What?
can go.
I
Dressing
hate
can
it.
go. Dressing can go.
Bottom tier.
Worse than chitlins or almost as bad?
Almost as bad.
Almost as bad. Like,
yeah,
I'll
'cause
eat dressing over
That's what I'm
chitlins
saying.
any
Like,
day.
I'll eat that over chitlins.
Sorry, guys. Okay, eggnog. I've never tried it, so I can't really have an opinion on this. Quay, what do you?
Me personally, y'all really have to try it. It has to be made for y'all to. It has to be made by the right person, which would be me.
I did try it. It's disgusting.
See, here's
Well,
my,
the right
here's-
person didn't make it for you.
I tried store-bought eggnog, but I've never tried homemade eggnog. So
Yeah.
maybe it's different, but store-bought eggnog, burn it.
Yeah, store bought. Please get away from me.
So, with the guy who's tried homemade eggnog, where do we think this is going?
Good place, because I'm not gonna rank it over apple cider, so it's gonna go with B tier. I'll put it B.
Okay.
B.
Warm milk and cookies. It will go. Okay. Candied yams. There's so much discourse about this dish.
Olivia, go ahead and start.
Okay. I just want to say that I absolutely despise the texture
we
of
go.
candied
Here we
yams.
go.
I mean, it doesn't matter who makes it. It doesn't matter how it's made.
For her, it's a complete no. But for me, listen, it cannot be hard. I'm sorry. If it is hard, I'm not eating. I'm just gonna. Yeah, you can
Fold
have
your
it.
plate,
Yeah.
your plate, and put it in the trash.
You know, because like it's just not right. It has to be made like love and compassion.
Oh.
If it cannot be made, if it's made with hate and malice, I'm just gonna.
Who makes your food, Quay?
I'm
You gotta taste the love.
Sav, what do you think?
I'm not the hugest fan of candied yams. However, I can understand that they have their place amongst the food.
So what do we think?
Controversial, I put it with dressing.
Put it with dressing?
I would
What,
rank it
guys?
lower than that, but okay.
Almost as bad as chitlins, guys?
No, I
Okay.
think they're worse.
Look, it's almost as bad, not as bad.
Okay,
you know?
you're right. We'll move on to mashed potatoes.
Top tier.
Just
Top tier?
beautiful. I love them.
Mashed potatoes. I'm gonna be so honest with you. If y'all get to making it too mushy,
Oh,
then we have a problem.
like soupy?
Yeah, like soupy.
Yeah, it can't be too soupy.
Now you can put it up there with the S tier, no problem. Because I mean I love mashed potatoes, but just personally,
If you come in with some really lumpy mashed potatoes, though,
Where
If
they,
it's
it's because they haven't squashed
if it's
potatoes.
like it's half done, I can't eat it.
you gotta put time,
I'm
and
not
like you
eating
said,
that.
you gotta put love into it. You gotta put a nice potatoes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
always
Honestly
put it on
though,
my plate.
honestly, like I would eat it, but it's like I said, it cannot be made with hate. It got to be made with love.
Until this year, I hadn't liked mashed potatoes, but I tried them. I don't remember. I think it was a Friendsgiving. They were pretty good. So S tier?
Yes,
S
S
tier.
tier.
S tier.
Absolutely.
Okay,
S
the
tier.
feeling of Christmas morning. Okay, cranberry sauce. Lord
Burn
have
it.
mercy.
Get off my
Listen,
table.
cranberry sauce can be a very good thing. Most people bring the like solidified jelly cranberry sauce to the function, and I'm like, I'm not eating that.
So, for reference, my Thanksgiving at my family has at minimum 17 people at it. At minimum. That's just our close family. All right, and then we add on extras. Out of everybody in that, 2 people.
Now that's something you can put bad as chilling.
Deviled eggs.
A
Deviled-
God, oh my God, a
To me-
present from God Himself.
Now y'all might hate me, but to me, deviled eggs is mid. It's
It's
just
got to be made by the right person. Because by the right person, great. If not, then yeah, it just falls flat.
For most of these foods, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not made by the right person, it's going to taste horrible.
she said boils down to pun intended.
Okay.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I didn't even realize. Whatever. Okay, so where are we putting this?
S tier. I love deviled eggs. I still have some left over.
I say sent from Saint Nick himself.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Let's
wouldn't
bring it
say
down a
it's
little
good.
They're
bit.
really
Yeah.
easy to fall flat.
Candy canes. Let's talk candy canes for a
Okay,
second.
right.
Okay. Candy canes, the original, I don't really like them.
Don't hand me an original candy cane.
I
Don't
don't really like them that much. Hand me a nerd candy cane or a Skittles candy
Give me a
cane.
nice Starburst red candy
Yes,
cane.
you got me
Any
there.
day.
I've actually eaten like a 1.8 pound
Oh.
candy cane. Like my dad got it. It was
Twin,
like
are you-
this big.
Are you okay?
I know
The
you.
original?
Yeah, like the original.
Flavored candy canes. Where are we?
Flavored.
Like,
I'm honestly sent from Saint Nick.
okay.
That's where it's going from.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's fair.
Okay. Fruit cake.
Fruitcake.
Don't get your pitchforks. Do not get your torches. Fruitcake is okay.
Like really, it's not that bad.
It's really not.
like y'all looking at me like it's man. I just chitlins. It's bad as chitlins. Like, nah, it couldn't be that bad. Whoever tortured you with fruitcake, I feel so sorry.
Savannah, you look like you have something to say.
I've never tried fruitcake, so I cannot make an opinion here. However, in those photos that I looked up online, that does not seem appetizing. But that's just me. Maybe I'll try it and have a different opinion.
You gotta have like I said, you gotta have the right person to make it. Like with most of these foods on here, you have to have the right person to make it, because if it's not the right person that makes it, you're going to hate it. That's just how you're gonna live your life. Just hating it.
So where do we put fruitcake?
I feel that it's one of those that people that like it love it a lot, and people that don't like it hate it.
So it's going mid. It's going mid.
It's gotta go right in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mid.
B.
Warm milk and cookies. Great.
Okay. Let's start on some non-traditional dishes. So the first one we have here, Christmas lasagna.
Okay, now listen, y'all. I've done this before. I've risked Christmas parties for this, and it was good. Sensational.
Mince meat pie.
Okay. So
Wait, say that again.
Get it out.
Mince meat pie.
Mince
Meat pie.
this is kind of like,
meat pie is not good in general.
oh my gosh, don't be like that. It's kind of like pot pie or like shepherd's pie. It's not bad.
Ew. This isn't a food that we need to review, but it is a fact. Polish people eat a 12-course meal at dinner on Christmas.
That's insane.
That's
Yeah,
so
that's
cute.
They
really
have an
crazy.
appetite. Oxtails.
Oxtails
Mmm.
better than moose ankles.
Ube roll.
What's
that?
that?
Ube is a purple sweet potato, and it originated in the Philippines. It gets mixed up with taro. It gets mixed up with taro a lot, but it's not. And it's really good. If you've ever had ube ice cream, try ube roll. In Korea, they eat KFC for Christmas.
W.
That's I ain't gonna lie. W. Really? No. Real talk. That's real.
You just heard from Savannah Sumner, Quay Knight, and Olivia Toney. I hope this fulfilled all your Christmas wishes, left you hungry, and in the holiday spirit. Thank you for listening.
For our next segment, Lorenzo Stewart of the podcasting team will be interviewing our choir director, Miss Daniel, and Mr. Pearson, director of bands, about their experience working on this year's winter showcase, Winterfest.
What's good, Leegion? I'm Lorenzo, and today I have Mr. Pearson and Ms. Daniels here to talk about Winterfest. What made this year's Winterfest stand out?
I believe that this Winterfest, it took us to another level within the choral repertoire that we've chosen. It made it special also because we had a student teacher that was amazing, and we worked so well together, and we loved pushing the students with the repertoire that we chose. So it made it special for me.
Well, for me, it was kind of cool just to see how many students that I had performing this year. This year on stage we had 84 students performing, so it was just great to see how the band program has grown, numerically. Also, kind of like piggybacking off of what Ms. Daniels just said, this year we performed a piece on a hymn song of Philip Bliss, and that was kind of like a step in the right direction with increasing our musicality. And it kind of pushed the students to a limit that they haven't been pushed to.
So what was your favorite part of watching the students perform?
I loved the discipline, and I have to throw a praise to the band because I'm a person of discipline, and I love the discipline that groups like choir and band give students. It requires it. That is one thing that I like to see growth in just across the board. So we have beginners all the way up to people who have been in choir since middle school. And then we have a wide range. We have freshmen that have never actually done a full concert before, all the way up to those who have done it since, like I said, middle school, even elementary school. So with me, when I see students actually perform instead of just play or just sing, that is a big thing for me too. Just like we had solos within band, it's a difference between just singing or playing an instrument and actually performing. When they use the stage, when they actually start, that smile shows on their face instead of those nerves making them shake, but then they actually are enjoying the stage. So all of our students, I believe, they start enjoying the stage instead of just singing or just playing an instrument. So that's my biggest thing that I love about our concerts.
And she hit the nail on the head right at the end there, is that the kids actually enjoyed performing. During a couple of the pieces that we played, you can see the emotion that some of the students were trying to get out of their horn. They were trying to convey a message, and they were actually speaking through their instruments. Even on our finale piece this Christmas, I could see the kids kind of moving around and really getting into it, kind of putting a little bit of that personality into the music. And I even looked off to the side, and some of the percussionists that weren't on stage were kind of like, they're moving and dancing and just having a good time. And that's what it's all about once you hit that stage.
So how did you feel when the concert finally came together?
Wow, really, and I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. I was really proud of the students because we've had a really busy semester, and that Christmas concert on the instrumental part really came together maybe within 3 weeks. I know the week before Thanksgiving, I was only in town for 2 days, and then I was out of town, and then we were out of school for a week for Thanksgiving, and then we came back and had to put a full concert together in 4 days. And the students really, they stepped up to the plate and they executed. To be honest, as the director, I was really concerned and trying to figure out how we really going to pull off this concert. And it was the students that stepped up to the plate and made it happen. So I was really pleased with the work that they put in.
Yeah, I agree. It's when you go to a practice and the students are wanting to make sure that they have their part correct, that's when it starts to come together for me. I'm a big person of practice because how you practice is how you perform. And so with our programs, sometimes it's a lot of widespread because we have a lot of things going on. Like Into the Woods and all these other things. And with vocalists, my students with Vocal Magnet, we have students that are doing double duty and sometimes triple duty, depending on what we're doing at the time, because we have Trumbauer and all that kind of stuff. So with that, when the students are like, they put in the work. And when you have students that are willing to put in the work and also put in the discipline, and you combine those two things, that's when you get a concert. That's when it starts coming together, and taking that pride in what they do. So that was the biggest thing, because the last couple of weeks are the most crucial, those last few hours, and they were willing to do that. And so that's what I'm grateful for.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson and Ms. Daniels, for your time today to talk about Winterfest. And I'm Lorenzo Stewart here on Legion Podcast. Peace.
For our penultimate segment, Kelly Pitsinos will be on the mic, telling us about Lee High School's own Beta Club and Chinese Club, piloted by Miss Fields and Miss Zhang, respectively.
Okay, hello. Welcome back to Legion's podcast on our segment of Clubs Deep Dive.
Today we are here with
Bella Schumann.
and we have a couple of questions for you.
Okay, so first, what club are you?
I am the president of the Beta Club.
So, for Beta, how do you become a member of Beta Club?
Well, you have to maintain a 3.5 GPA to have good grades, and you have to be a good student.
Okay, why should people join your club? Like, what does your club have to offer for students?
Well, Beta Club is definitely a really good thing to have on resumes whenever you're going to like a college or even like a job application. Beta is also just really good to have. Like, you can learn a bunch of things by doing a Beta, because you can participate or you can serve your community, going around like town, finding stuff to help out with. And it's a good club to be active in because you can get a lot of experience doing stuff in it.
Okay, so it's very like experience-based type. Okay, cute.
What's your favorite part? Like, is your favorite project that Beta Club does?
My favorite thing about Beta is when we go to elementary schools and we read to all of kindergarten, first, and second graders. I like reading to kids, and I think it's really fun because we also have this thing called Literacy for Littles, and that's where we go and read to those kids. And another thing that I also enjoy is competition, because you can compete with a bunch of different subjects like English, math, reading, and you can also do a bunch of performance-based competition. Like, you can have a show choir, you can do creative writing stuff, you can do theater stuff, you can do a lot of things like that.
So what are any upcoming events that y'all have planned?
Right now, I'm pretty sure we're planning our competition pieces, what we're using to compete with for Beta competition. And we're also planning on volunteering around early works for their upcoming Nights of Santa. We're also planning on just trying to find volunteer work around, going to read to littles, like little kids, and just stuff like that.
So in the future, where do you see, because you're a senior, right? So where do you see this club? Do you see this club continuing? Do you have people that are stepping up next year to keep the club going?
I see a bunch of our underclassmen really participating. This year we have the most I've ever seen participating in Beta, which is really amazing. So I definitely see this club reaching for the stars, going as far as they possibly can, because a lot of people are active now this year, and I'm hoping that will continue throughout the years, even though I'm not going to be at Lee anymore. I really do like to see what the upcoming Beta kids have coming for them.
Okay, cute. Okay, so thank you for joining us on our segment of Club's Deep Dive. And remember, in the club, we all fam. Hello, welcome back to the Legion's podcast on a segment we like to call Club's Deep Dive. And with us today we have
Miss Zhang. Hello.
Hello. And you are the administrator of what club?
Chinese club.
Chinese club, got it. Okay, so you created this club, right?
Yes.
May I ask why?
Yes, sure. I've been thinking our kids are so precious and they are so smart, know a lot, but I want to extend their understanding worldwide. Because, in Huntsville here, we have some Asian population, but we do not have a big Asian or Chinese influence. I want my students to be exposed to the Chinese culture and through this club. So that's why I created this club.
Okay. So the original purpose was kind of getting it out everywhere in the world.
Yeah, I want our kids to expose foreign culture as much as possible, so that way maybe one day they will decide, hey, I want to live in another country for a few years to experience their culture, and now they have the chance to at least to know the culture before they make that decision.
Okay, what do you hope for students to get out of this club?
I hope them to experience the Chinese language and the culture, the custom, and the Chinese food. So, and also the places. So again, in case they want to travel and they know where to go.
Okay, have you always had an interest in the Chinese language?
So basically how I learned Chinese myself, right? Okay, so I am a native speaker. I was born and grew up in China, so I learned it's my first language. I've been learning, of course, Chinese since all of my life, but English is the second language that I learned, and Chinese was the first language, so it's native. It just comes natural to me.
Okay. If you may, would you mind explaining a little bit on how a typical meeting in Chinese club goes?
Usually, we meet on every Wednesday. It's 45 minutes. So we would get together, and I would greet my students and go through what's going on this week, talk about their life, and then I will start talking about what we want to learn for that day. Sometimes it's language, sometimes it's culture, sometimes it's film, a video clip, sometimes it's talking to them. For example, last time we had a very awesome discussion, compare the difference of the government systems, the different two system governments, Chinese and American. We had a very good discussion on that.
Interesting. Okay, where do you see this club going in the next few years? Do you plan to continue?
I plan to continue. I do want my club to grow bigger and stronger, but of course at the same time I want to bring in more resources to support that idea, that plan, that needs of the students.
Okay, well, thank you for joining us on our segment of Club's Deep Dive. And remember, in the club, we all fam.
Deciding gifts around Christmas time has always been a hassle, especially for teenagers. Luckily, we here on the podcast team got results from over 100 people about what gifts they want this Christmas. Today, we'll be sitting down with Zach Bumbalough, who will be taking us through some of our most popular results.
Hi, I'm Zach Bumbalough, a sophomore here at Lee High School in the Film and Video Magnet. We sent a wish list survey to the faculty and students at Lee High School. After looking over the responses, I've chosen some of the most popular responses and some of the more unique wishes. We'll also see what some of our Lee High faculty are hoping Santa puts under the Christmas tree. This is the Lee High holiday wish list. First, we're going to start off with the things I found unique. One person asked for a bearded dragon, which I think is really cool. I like bearded dragons. They're a cool pet and they're very easy to take care of. Another person asked for a navy blue King James Bible. I really like that gift. Don't know why you chose the King James translation, but not my favorite, but it could be yours. Next, someone asked for a good time with family. I think that's a really good thing to have on your list. I think everybody should have it on their list. Then, someone asked for a girlfriend. Not sure Santa or anyone can help you with that. Best luck to you, though. Like the last one, someone asked for a boyfriend. Again, Santa can't really help you with that, but it was worth a try. Another unique gift I saw was a visit to a local cat cafe. I like the fact that you asked for experiences and not just something physical. I've personally never been to a cat cafe, but it sounds fun for a person that likes cats. Lastly, someone wants an acoustic guitar. I thought it was unique because out of 122 responses, this is the only guitar I saw. Which I was kind of surprised because a lot of people want guitars, but I also like it because I also have one and I'm trying to learn it. Now we're going to get to our top 5 most popular gifts people ask for. At the number 5 spot, we have PS5s and Xboxes. I think 5 people asked for these. On our number 4 spot, we have Beats and AirPods. 12 people wanted this. On number 3 spot, we have shoes. 13 people asked for these. At number 2 spot, we have clothes. 15 people asked for this. Our number 1 spot is money, ranging from $20 to almost $400. Almost 30 people asked for money out of over 120 responses. Finally, we have a few teacher wish lists. Students and teachers have some of the same things on the list, like clothes and shoes, but there are some items that really set the teacher's list apart from students. One teacher asked for a coffee maker, which is good because teachers love coffee and they probably need it to deal with these kids. Some crafty teacher wants a lathe. Don't even know what that is. Apparently it's for carving wood. It looks kind of weird and dangerous, but good luck. And tied for the most boring grown-up gifts, groceries and closet organizers. I don't recall any of those being on a student's list, but who doesn't like food and organized closets, I guess. Here's to hoping all our students and teachers get everything they wish for, assuming they were on Santa's nice list.
Thank you for joining us this month. This has been the Welcome to the Legion podcast. This podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and most podcasting apps. Join us at the end of next month with another new full-length episode, and check your feed for new mini episodes and video content releases. Welcome to the Legion is produced by Legion Media, a part of the Performing Arts Magnet.